Welcome back to Chicago by Night. Night falls over the windy city as the Oddjob gang, I guess, continues with their various tasks, as entangled as they have been by various intrigues, clan responsibilities and duties, and other strange occurrences that they might need to look into. We have a murder mystery. We have an invitation to a meeting with some anarchs. We had a Nosferatu who was turned over to the authorities, which I'm sure not going to have any consequences at all. Any but good consequences at all. The prince and the city will certainly thank the Oddjob gang for this intervention. And this show is rated R for...
rock and roll.
Yeah! Also for the occasional murder during deep hunger and various manipulations that might leave some characters, supporting or even minor characters, traumatized in various ways, because let's face it, this is a group of vampires. They are protagonists of the story, not necessarily heroes.
Some tough subjects.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's almost vampires are inherently fucked up shit.
Yeah, but
like it's called a world of darkness.
World of darkness. But you can be like the Nosferatu Danov and try to take the high road towards Golconda. Or is it just hopelessly dreaming? Who knows?
I'm sure that will work out with you.
Yes, absolutely. I can't see any stumbling blocks on that path at all.
I'm sure we will help. I'm sure our presence in his life will help him on the path.
Absolutely. As always, if you're part of the Camarilla, you want to keep in touch with your elders, and you do that by chatting, following the channel, subscribing to the YouTube channel, which will be up eventually there on Myth Machine. You can look it up. Bell icon, comments, all the things that the local harpies will adjudicate your status by. And whoever has the most, I don't know, eloquent comment probably gets very appreciated by the harpies, one would think. Who do we have with us tonight in the Oddjob gang?
Oh, hello, I am back. Hello, I am Dominic. I'll be playing the Malkavian rock star, Sylvester Björnsson.
I am El Propeller Hat Duende, and I will be playing as Tony Hernandez, the Bruja gangster.
Oh,
Everyone, hey.
Next.
Okay. I'm Jan. I'll be playing Ivy, the venture businessman.
Hello, I'm Enda, playing Kate Peretti, apprentice to the Third Circle of Clan Tremere, cult leader, and slipping further into darkness.
Not yet. You passed your
What do you mean
remorse
slipping?
roll.
Sliding further into darkness.
You passed your remorse
Slip and
roll.
slide into darkness.
Your remorse roll is fine.
I'm Roger. I'm playing Goldtooth Charlie, a caitiff gangster whose art history degree seems to be coming in more and more useful.
You know what? It just might, yeah. When we last left off, the Oddjob gang it is now, in fact, midnight of March 6th, 1991, and the Oddjob gang is oddly spread out across the city of Chicago, and elsewhere, I might add. We have, where did I go? There we go.
Also, I would like for the viewers at home that El Duende is currently wearing a peril hat, and it's very amusing.
But he's not playing the Malkavians, so we're very confused about this.
Maybe in real life I'm a Malkavian. Or like a ghoul of a Malkavian?
Maybe yes.
Oh.
Maybe the player.
I did play a ghoul of 3 Malkavians in the LARP I did, by the way. That was very funny.
Nice. I was gonna say, Yeah. They're spread out across the city with various people in different locations. We have Sylvester in the Pilsen Haven. We have Charlie not even in Chicago at the moment. He's over in Gary. Ivy and Kate are downtown because of clan meetings. And Tony is... Where did we leave you off, Tony? You were...
I was driving towards a poorer part of town that I know isn't claimed to grab something to eat.
That's going to be Pilsen then. Close to your haven, probably. There's a lot of poor parts of town that are not claimed. Because apparently vampires don't want to claim the poor parts of town. Even though they are prime hunting grounds, really. Like, these projects out here, not claimed by anyone as far as... Maybe the Anarchs have claimed them. Maybe you want to... Maybe you want to try your luck and sneak around and... What was that?
I'm going to Pilsen. I ain't fucking around.
Yeah. So that is basically where everybody is right now. Apparently, temperatures are dropping rapidly tonight because it's March, so weather will do funny things in March. Every once in a while it's going to go from clearly above freezing to very much below freezing. And then all the streets turn to ice, which is a lot of fun to run around on.
Oh, absolutely.
May Sylvester's Scandinavian heritage protect him.
May it do. You obviously can have... what do you call those attachments you put on your shoes, too? Make sure you don't fall over.
So in Norwegian it's called broder, but I have no... It's like spikes for your shoes?
Yeah, I don't remember the...
Is there an
English
English
word
word for it? I don't know.
There is one, because...
Crampons,
Canada
maybe?
need that. In
You mean
Canada,
like climbers use?
But like more for everyday, not everyday, winter use.
yeah, in Canada we
when
need it more
climbers
than...
when climbers use them, they call crampons.
Anyway, Sylvester, you've had a night that's been a bit weird back and forth. I haven't done a whole lot with Syl because I felt like you should do more with Syl than I should. Elucid was here for a while until the sheriff came over and took him away together with Kyle, his loyal servant. And then the others have gone this way and that to do various errands. Kate has her business. Ivy went out to feed for like hours and then came back, and then he's going to the clan meeting. Apparently both the Ventru and Tremere clans have meetings tonight. And Tony has been out investigating... You don't even know. Did they tell you what they were doing? Investigating murders?
It's not like... I feel like we... I don't know. I'll let you decide on that one. Were we just openly talk about investigating a murder?
Where are
Who are
you?
you asking?
Is it the storyteller answering here, or?
No, it's you guys.
No,
Like
well,
Tony,
actually-
Tony, and what was
Oh,
it?
I'm flipping a
Kate.
coin. 1, we didn't tell you. 2, we did tell you. Okay.
Not in a know.
Yeah. Tony, who are you asking this question to?
What? Wait,
Kate.
what?
Kate.
Oh,
Was,
Kate.
Tony
Or,
and
yeah,
Kate
yeah.
was investigating the murder because you went to the police
Yeah.
station and met with Lieutenant Rick, and he directed
You're
you
the
to
one who
Detective
brought up
Stevens.
this idea in the first place, dude.
Yeah, no, I was just because I asked you who you were talking to and you didn't say anything.
Uh,
Yeah, no, Sylvester would have known. I'm guessing that they would have just been busy at the time. That's why they weren't invited. It was very much just like we needed. It's probably a good idea to look up what happened there because that was not a great sign.
Could I
Generally.
have just been out hunting or something and then come back?
You could have been, yes. It seems like you needed that. Let's attend to that, shall we?
So what day of the week is it currently?
What was that?
What day of the week is it currently?
Oh, it's a Tuesday. technically it's
Okay,
now
I
a
can-
Wednesday because it's past midnight. This is the
Yeah.
existence of vampires. It has to be weird to transition to that mentally for a fledgling.
Yeah, I found that out recently. That was really strange calendar-wise. Yeah.
Yeah, that half your day is a Tuesday and half your day is a Wednesday. It's like,
Could
okay,
I
now
just
it's
maybe
yeah.
just feed from my herd?
You could, certainly. You have one of
Right.
these.
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
That I can
yeah.
feed on once per week.
Exactly. So you can just take down a point of hunger by going to your herd and having some fun and yeah. Okay then. So where is your herd at? Is it at the spider room?
I guess it would have maybe moved to the spider room by now.
That makes sense. You don't have any influence over the spider room yet.
Yeah, I assume it's just like someone who's like in the same subculture that he's just, hey. Oh yeah, right. It's Sylvester's what's it called? Groupies. Yes.
Yes,
That's the word.
that is the word.
Yeah, they are there when he calls.
Indeed. So that is where you are, and let me check something here. Because I can. Interesting. I'm just, for no reason, checking stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's when the storyteller does that.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
I know my players freak out whenever I do that.
No, it's a good night. You've done your thing. You've had a bit of a drink. You didn't go frenzy because you were not that hungry yet. And what do we want to do next then, Syl?
Right. Yeah, my coterie is just off investigating a murder. That's what they're doing currently.
Yeah, not your coterie per se. Just some people in your coterie. I can even activate this because then we get a better map to see where you are. Because the spider room is like over here.
Would I have any idea of where they currently are?
I don't. Wait, Charlie went to Gary. You know that much.
I could go to Gary. Maybe meet with what's her name?
Alicia?
Yes. Because I was going to do that, but we forgot.
Right. Yeah, you can
It
go down to
happens.
Gary. Easy enough. What? No, I wasn't. Okay. I clicked on the wrong thing. That's not at all where we wanted to go. Gary Streets. That's where we wanted to go.
I don't want to be that type of person that suddenly games famous and forgets about everyone. Nope. Can't do that.
This place is depressing, obviously, because it's Gary. And abandoned houses,
Yeah.
spreading poverty, everything.
Still, it's his kind of depressing, or it was rather.
Yeah. And you wanted to have a word with Alicia, apparently, right?
Yeah.
Now, she's typically in the nightclub The Torch. That is her hangout. So
All
I
very
guess
good nightclub
we're gonna
names.
meet her there, aren't we? Syl. Okay.
So tiny.
Yeah, we'll fix that.
Very nice soundscape, though.
There we go. That's better. And of course, Alicia. You haven't met her for a while.
Yeah.
How close are you to her in terms of bonding?
Level 1?
Level 1. That's not enough to make you swoon immediately, is it?
No.
You are now again in a nightclub. It's a very small nightclub now that you've been to a bunch of places in Chicago, and this one is quaint. It's bigger than the cave, but smaller even than the spider room, I would think, because it's Gary.
Oh, yeah.
And how much space do they have here anyway? And I think Alicia might spot you when you come in, because you haven't been there for a while, have you?
And also, you're just a very spottable person.
This is
Did
not
you have
wrong.
a short term, yeah.
This is not wrong. So, you know what? She's not beyond doing silly things like calling your attention to her person, that sort of thing. She will sidle up to you, I think. And let's see how well she will do this. Okay. Compose your wits, please.
Portia and wits. Ah. I'm not gonna blood search because I don't know what this is. Oh.
Possible bestial failure. We love it.
Yeah, just start rolling. Just start rolling it. We already.
It's time to hallucinate. Unless I somehow succeed this roll, I highly doubt it.
You did not. No. Oh my. Does that mean that the demon in the back of
I
your mind...
could. Should I willpower roll this?
Nah. You're fucked.
I could. It's just one dice though.
Depends on how badly you want to avoid joining Charlie in the club of vampire-related social awkwardness.
It's one more success. I don't know if that's gonna do it though.
That's the question, isn't it? I think you still have 3 successes. I think that you had forgotten just how completely charming and alluring this woman is as she's walking up to you with a great deal of grace. And perhaps even some softness to her demeanor. She's never been a talkative person. You obviously, I don't know, she's maybe whispered to you once at most.
She's even said a word to me, like genuinely. I think Sylvester just assumes that she's like mute or something.
And
so.
She's going to put her hand on your hand and the other hand on your cheek, and she might even lean in for a kiss on the cheek. And it's in this kind of moment that you can feel that you just want to be in her good graces. And just infatuation, I suppose, is the right word.
Can I recognize if this is just like natural charm, or is this vampiric charm?
That's the thing with the presence power, and specifically, no, you can't.
Oh.
Even with Auspex and Sense the Unseen?
Because this isn't a hidden object that you can discover by...
No, but it's a power.
It is a power, yeah.
I mean, Sense the Unseen can detect that, can't it?
Okay. Let me remember how they worded it. You come here with your pesky questions, which are completely justified.
I do have awe as well, which is very funny. That I technically maybe got from her.
Yeah. Let's see now. Sense the presence otherwise hidden. This can be anything from another vampire using obfuscate to someone using Auspex to spy upon the character. That's a fair point. So I guess you can roll your wits and Auspex if you're wanting to invoke it versus the... Yeah.
I can give it a try.
I guess the difficulty...
Worst case, it's not too big of a deal.
Just trying to give you a chance.
Don't fail this, Sylvester. Sylvester, no.
Nice job there.
Sylvester, stop being done bad.
You will probably know with that roll that it is in fact not entirely a natural feeling. It is something that is emanating from her, like radiating. I'm not gonna say like the sun, because the sun is not a popular thing for the undead, but maybe the warmth of the moon, who knows. In the back of your mind, of course, you will hear a whisper right at the base of your skull, curling around. It feels like inside your ears, like smoke. There she is, the golden lie. You want her to see you, don't you? You want to be known. Let her look deeper, Syl. Let her dig. Let her find what I buried.
I think he's just gonna grin at her and say, "Ha, charming as ever."
She smiles. She's even gonna write something on her little notepad saying, "It's been so long."
Yes, I moved to Chicago.
She looks very disappointed at you. Like, how can you let her be disappointed like this?
I'm sorry. I can't make it big in Gary as much as I have a strange fondness for this place.
She nods, puts her hand over your heart, invites you to a table, does a little bit of a sweep with her hand to indicate if you want to feed or something.
Like feed from a mortal there?
Yeah,
or?
yeah, there's plenty of mortals around. It's a nightclub.
Sure.
I think he will.
Gracefully accept.
Very
If it
good.
was feeding from her, I think she would do it in a different setting.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
slightly different setting. She might want to try to get you to that setting, but not at the moment. Meanwhile, you're not the only one in Gary Streets, are you? We have also someone else, known as Charlie. And he has a pager, doesn't he? He's been spending a while here now, and the pager will go off.
Is this flip over to you doing another heist or something?
He's always doing a heist. Or is he? So, Charlie?
This
I feel
is
like I'm
to,
always...
There's trying to get in touch again with to ask about the Anarchs.
Your pager went off. That's about what I can tell you about that.
I guess I never had a pager. Is it like it gives you the phone number that you then call?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or a code,
yes,
like in The Wire.
Let's go to the phone box and on the number.
Very well. Yeah, phone boxes is how we do it these nights. As you do this, you're approaching the phone box. I guess you're close by your car or whatever. You had a chat with Danov. You've been hanging out in Gary for a while. Your car is a very blinged out car, isn't it? It's your car. And you're parking the car close to the phone booth and getting out and getting to the phone booth and putting in the coins to be able to call. And as you do this, you will notice that, I don't know, it's a couple of local thugs that are watching you from afar. And this wouldn't be strange unless you just recall that you think you saw those guys hanging around a very crappy Honda Civic outside the cathedral where you met Danov. And now they're sitting in the same crappy rust bucket of a vehicle here. Have they been following you?
I'll try to act like I haven't noticed them. And just make the phone call, but just keep an eye on them. Or more, not necessarily keep an eye on them, just keep an eye on my car, just so in case that's what they're after.
Yeah, that makes sense. You will be connected to a butler whose voice you recognize. It's Modius's butler. I don't know if you remember his name though. He's gonna say, what is his cover story here? Because obviously he can't say Modius's residence. He must say something else. It's going to be something like an export-impact report or a union. You have reached the private office of Dr. Reginald Lewis, Curator Emeritus of the Gary Historical Preservation Society. Who may I say is calling? You would know that this is his cover story.
Joe will introduce himself and say we met on New Year's, and he needs to talk to the, what was the president, the Gary Historical Society, was it?
Exactly. The Curator Emeritus. Dr. Lewis, yeah. Yes, of course. Let me inquire as to his schedule. I do believe he has some time available for you. Why don't you go to this address? And he's actually going to give you the address to the Gary Historical Preservation Society, which is probably the office where Modius meets all sorts of people in his business. It's actually not very far from where you are now. Yeah, can you be there in 15 minutes or so? Probably.
I'm just trying to decide if I should try and lose these two on the way that I know. Now, I won't get into a car chase through the night of Gary. We can deal with these people later.
Very well. So you're going over to the Historical Preservation Society. Yeah, Modius himself will see you. You're being showed in, of course, by the butler, and yeah, it's an office space of very much what it looks like. The front is all it's a small, like, storefront with all sorts of pictures of historical Gary, and it's like a small bookstore, but focused on the history of Gary. So you have artifacts, and you have pictures of steel mills and celebrities. Yes, that includes Michael Jackson, because he was born here. I think it's probably pride of place. Everybody in Gary is probably very proud of their native son. And he's still at the top of his career in 1991. The back office, of course, is modest, shall we say. But this is where Modius will receive you. And, yeah, he's gonna say, Gold-Tooth Charlie. Welcome. Welcome. Has been too long. What has kept you away from our wonderful city? We've been troubled here. We've been troubled when so many of our young ones have decided to be out of touch for such a long time.
And so Charlie will sit down in the chair, take his hat off, and say, going back to the old town and set up with the new crew.
New crew? Are there new kindred in Gary that I'm not familiar with?
This same who were at your New Year's party. We stayed together.
Oh, I see. Yeah, of course, naturally. A group like your own would form a coterie to stick together. It is only natural for neonates like yourselves to draw upon each other for strength, given just how challenging our existence can be. Where are you making your haven in Gary these nights? It's been difficult to get in touch with you.
Now, what is the place we're in again, just generally?
Oh, you're in Pilsen in Chicago. That's definitely not Gary.
And if we say like it's on, is it south side? Is that generally
It's
accurate?
West side, really. Yeah, west side. Near west side.
Yeah, so we'll just say on the west side, Bunny's got friends there.
Of course, yes. Why don't you roll composure and wits, please?
Guessing he didn't like to hear that we've moved out.
He loved to hear it.
I found the perfect meme.
Wait a minute, this is
Not going to share the perfect meme with the class?
Anyway, Roger, there we go.
You deprive us of the perfect meme, Mikkel?
Apparently.
For shame.
Yes. Oh my. This is not good. This is very bad. This is very bad now. You hear? This is bad. Okay, this is very bad. Oh, that makes sense. Let's just say like this. Where were we? That got completely sidelined by the perfect meme there. So, Charlie was saying to Modius that you are in near west side Chicago, right? Modius will lean in. Oh, I see. You have moved. You have set up a base, he says. You have set up a base in Chicago. How come the Prince has allowed this? The Prince of Chicago. You are my loyal subjects, after all, are you not? Are you not?
No one said he's above pettiness.
Nope.
Which I will. What did he specifically ask? Why Loading had allowed it?
Yep.
What was his example?
Yep, that was exactly what he said. I'll allow you to roll a subterfuge wits check. Okay. The result of this, Charlie, is that his words are going to weasel themselves into your mind, and Charlie will, at the end of this scene, when he leaves Modius, realize that he might have made too many commitments to Prince Modius that he really didn't want to make. Because Modius just completely out-talked him with 5 successes on his manipulation check. Unless you want to spend 3 willpower points to avoid that.
Yeah. I think I will do.
Wait, hold on. I think if you push the roll, it might mean that you spend less willpower points overall. Instead of 3, it's
If
2.
he gets
Potential.
enough successes on the wit subterfuge roll, yes.
Or if he
I think
crits, it could,
try and push it.
it could win.
It is
I'd have to
risky,
roll
but-
at least, I'd have to roll some tests at least. Wouldn't I have to roll like 2 crits to beat 5?
Yes,
Well,
but if you roll 2
It's
successes,
not about beating it. It's about reducing the cost, I
Yeah.
think.
so right now it's going to cost you 3 willpower points to not fall into Modius's web.
You get 2 successes, that
Then it's
reduces
just
it.
1.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I guess I will try it that way. I'll do the re-roll and then see where I stand.
I'd say the odds are in your favor, but that's pushing it.
You have a decent chance.
That is now 2 willpower points. So it didn't make a
It's
difference.
still 3.
Yeah, it's still 3 in total. So, if you want.
But to be fair, you are closer, which means you probably feel less indebted.
Yep. Or less, I don't know, intimidated, nervous, rattled, bit shaken by Modius's. I mean, it's a feeling of exhaustion because you have to parry what he says every time with something that will not insult Modius, but still manage to weasel your way out of the situation, basically.
So I'm at like a 3,
You'd have to spend 2 more willpower points to weasel your way out of this one.
which I will.
Very well.
Yeah, I will just brush it off, saying something that like when you saw how we were invited to Chicago. Once we got there, a lot of vampire drama happened very fast, and Modius was pleased with how we handled it.
Or Loden.
the re-
Yeah.
Reason here is apparently Modius wasn't the only one who was impressed by us, and
I think you're
the
confusing.
Anarchs are showing an interest in recruiting us, and they're becoming more and more enthusiastic. And since they're your people, I thought I'd come out and find out what their deal is.
I think you meant to say Loden instead of Modius.
Like Prince of Chicago,
Yeah, Prince of Chicago is Loden.
yeah, loaded.
Yeah, this conversation is going like a back and forth, where Modius, you will realize, is basically trying to recruit you to be his agents in Chicago. His spies, effectively, now that you have a base there and so on. So he could report on Loden's activities there. But thanks to your sweaty work, if you were a human, you would be having a cold sweat right about now. You managed to avoid making any commitments, and you can say non-committing things like, we will see how that can work, and we will certainly consider our options, other words like that. He is obviously annoyed, but not so annoyed that he's gonna necessarily... If he does any barking, it's gonna be against Prince Loden himself, like standing up and pacing back and forth. This Prince Loden's oppression must be stopped, and there are anarchs and anarchs in Chicago, you understand. The newer generations of anarchs are truly, for lack of a better word, the sobriquet rabble applies to them quite well. They think that the anarch movement is about throwing bricks through storefront windows and cajoling their mortal servants to firebomb a local bank or things like that, throwing their spray paint on walls in the most unaesthetical fashions possible. It's simply chaos for the sake of chaos. No, you see, the old anarchs, those of the movement like myself, who are entwined with the labor union, who do things in an organized manner for the working class specifically, that is the path to success, and other such ramblings about how things should really be. And that is Charlie's situation in a bit of a, I don't know, between the rock and a hard place, or just in a very uncomfortable meeting in an office. You decide.
What kind of dose?
Exactly. Tony was having a bite, weren't you?
Yep.
Yep. And you're having a bite in Pilsen, even. So, let's do that. What kind of a neighborhood are we in here?
A shit one, hopefully.
Fair enough. How about a blighted working class neighborhood? 3 successes on your hunt roll, please.
Alright, so what am I rolling?
Don't know. How are you trying to hunt?
Sneak up on someone and then jump them.
Very well.
Alley cat.
What was that?
So alley cat.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, your dexterity and brawl, that's in total is 7 dice, so you're definitely gonna succeed on that. And hunger is not very high, so how much hunger are we going to sate as you sneak up on? What was that?
Just the one.
You're gonna feel the savory taste of fresh, warm human blood. But
And not kill the dude. You
not
see,
killing
Kate,
the
this is
person.
how it's done.
not killing the person. Yeah. After having
Hey,
completed
I had a meeting.
Yes, you have a meeting. At the Chantry, in fact. We're gonna meet all the other Tremere, aren't we?
It's definitely
And
going
that-
to go well.
Just killing somebody because you had a meeting to get to. That is just like 1980s yuppie movie.
Maybe a
Like,
little bit.
I would be like Filofax or Scrooged, I think. Yeah, something like that.
It's very like 90s like mobster movie. You kill someone right before you walk into an important meeting and act like nothing's happened.
Exactly.
Oh no, are we the baddies?
Maybe. Just a little.
Just a little bit. You're all wearing your robes, obviously. Kate being lowest in the hierarchy, then Garwood, and then Bob, and on top of the hierarchy, of course, Nikolai. Shortest of all. It's weird, maybe, to be in a gathering like this where the senior of the clan looks like a 12-year-old. But
It would be worse if he was in like a high seat or something.
maybe, yeah, maybe. You have no idea how old the kid is. That's the... He must be old being regent of in the Chantry of the biggest Camarilla city in North America.
When I was speaking with Abraham, he said it was important that other people don't know about the possibility of the Book of Nod and that sort of that invitation. He was speaking specifically about other clans, wasn't he? Other clans not knowing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The meeting begins with the opening ritual as per usual. You're all dressed in your robes, and your robes have fewer occult symbols than anyone else's around here, very sadly.
Alright, I've come prepared. I've got copies of everything.
Yes. There's incense, of course. Nikolai is leading the ceremony, and we're repeating words that open every Tremere clan meeting, and beginning with Kate, everybody will state their loyalty and devotion to the clan, of course. And as this has all been done, you can finally go and sit down around a table where, of course, Kate will be at the lower end of it, so on. It's not a big clan. It's just 4 members. That's it.
Yeah. Is this also the time when I would have to re-up my blood bond?
Yeah, everybody does the same thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, to the pyramid.
Indeed.
So I'm guessing we would all be bonding ourselves to Nikolai? Or do we just bond ourselves to the next highest
No,
ranking
the
person?
pyramid is the inner council, not any of the present members.
No, but
So,
how would we do that if
well,
they're
Nikolai
far away?
will bring out the, shall we say, vial that contains the drop. You only need a single drop. 'Cause
It's very potent. Yeah.
It's very potent. And each
Fair enough.
one of you, it's almost like a perversion of the communion when you all go forth and Nikolai just leaves one drop of blood on your tongue. And with that, you reconfirm your loyalty to the pyramid.
Yep. If I'm starting first because I'm lowest, is
Yes,
that how
indeed.
it works, or does it work reverse? That point, I'm just going to because I've still got that blood flowing through me,
Yeah.
and I believe one of the descriptions you said was as one of the descriptors of the blood. So she's just going to channel that and basically just start on a update on her completion of the cult that she's set up on the west side, and give the other members details and information about certain members or anything that may be helpful to them. She's also going to bring out her review for copies of the doctor's manuscript for outside studies of the occult, which she has been tasked with looking into, but some of the information in here may be of use to other members of the clan. So she's going to hand out copies of that.
Garwood nods. It's weird to see Garwood, under his robes, he's wearing jeans and a t-shirt. It's just such a clash.
Yeah, currently my desire is to look better than Garwood at this meeting, so...
You definitely do that.
I'm just trying to be more professional than him in this academic setting.
You've passed.
So looking better is more looking in the eyes rather than just how I dress, because I'm pretty sure he would dress better than me. Because he has...
No.
He has... Really?
No, Abraham de Sable might dress better than you because he has a white tie, twin-tail tuxedo on, but underneath the robes.
Underneath the robes.
But Garwood...
Fair enough.
Garwood the musician, he is very laid back. He has his, leather jacket, and because it's of the season, and a t-shirt or sweatshirt and jeans. He literally wears sneakers in the chantry.
Yeah, so basically that's what she's going to put forward. She will also say that there is, while it's not actionable yet, there has been a rumor of a partial page or sections or series of pages detailing information about Golconda and the Book of Nod. For any further information, she will put forward any further information. She will obviously put forward to the clan, and if it's possible, she will collect that resource for our libraries. That's what she's going to say.
You know what? You are trying to impress them, aren't you?
I am.
Charisma. This is not leadership specifically. What is it? Performance?
Academics?
Leadership? Academics? Okay, let's go with charisma academics. That doesn't happen very often. Do you want to roll it or just take half?
Are you saying academics aren't charismatic people?
Yes. As a fellow academic, I'm saying just that.
No, I'm gonna have to say, Mikhail, you as an academic are a bit of a Rizzler.
That's probably why I don't have a professorship by now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Oh, you blood surge that too. We are
course I
trying to
did.
impress the elders here, aren't we?
You should push that. You should totally push that. Might as well.
What is it? 7
Oh yeah,
successes.
fuck, why not? Yeah. No, you're right, Eldwin. I should push that.
That's 12 successes.
Thank you for that suggestion.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I'm coming for Garwood's position. I'm coming for it.
Yes, you are. Gee. How do you even defend from that? You're gonna consume all the willpower of all the elders. Is that the goal here?
Hey, if I make an impression on the people who actually matter, not some
Which is, of course,
Not
well,
some idiot like
okay,
Ballard.
that was something, I guess. It's a good thing Nikolai has some dice in this.
That was beautiful, Kate.
It was actually very unexpected and very amazing.
This is the benefit of drinking deeply.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you pulled some shenanigans.
Wow. Okay, then. So, Desable and Nikolai are looking at each other and looking at you, and Nikolai will say, "Very good, Apprentice Peretti. We are quite pleased with your work." He's trying to hide
take her
his...
seat.
What was that? He's trying to hide his true feelings, but Kate will be able to detect the absolute, yes, she's amazing and I need to groom her.
That's exactly the feeling she's going for.
Yep. And it worked like a charm.
And do I recover the willpower for leaving Garwood in the dust?
Absolutely you do. You can even see that Nikolai's feet are starting to... He has a different designed chair with like footrests so he can reach the table like everybody else without looking awkward. But you can probably hear with your Auspex, if nothing else, that his feet are starting to tap the footrest underneath the table in excitement over your report.
Okay. She will also put forward that any assistance in the location of these objects from the clan members would be greatly appreciated. But either way, I will succeed. And then she bows and sits down.
Indeed. You shall have it, says Nikolai. Perhaps a bit too enthusiastic, a bit too revealing of his enthusiasm. Maybe it's the contrast between Kate Peretti's deep dedication to Clan Tremere and Garwood's why am I even here type of laid-back style. Maybe they just haven't had a true loyal servant of the pyramid for decades here. You don't know. But it's something. Speaking of Garwood, his presentation is going to be so... this is also something in your favor. Because as you have just left your presentation and left Desable and Nikolai and probably Garwood in complete awe of what you've done... Yeah, poor Garwood.
Nikolai actually reminds me of the 12-year-old crime lord from RoboCop 2.
Oh my god, that is a flashback and a half.
It is indeed. Yeah, poor old... You just crushed Garwood. You had 12 successes. So that's... 8 willpower.
Well, there is the benefit that I was not trying to diminish anyone's willpower aside from Garwood's.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to impress people, not undercut them, aside from Garwood.
That is... Oh my god. You're going for an absolute public humiliation of Garwood. That's what we're going for here, isn't it?
Only in comparison to competency.
I guess I'll just have to roll 2 dice here. It's a good thing for him that he resists frenzying at you, Kate. Yeah, he will stand up and say, if he was a human, he would have cold sweat just running buckets down his forehead right now. But he's not human, so it's fine. He's just gonna stand up and, yeah, I don't have quite as much as to report, and he's just staring down at the table and at his feet in pure humiliation. I just reviewed some reports from down south. Apparently there's been some student disappearances, but nothing connects that with our work, and I just would caution continued. Be careful with feeding protocols, and we don't need to give Cretius an excuse to audit us. And yeah, as for what I hear from the network regarding the Anarchs, I suppose they've been active in Pilsen, and yeah, the latest developments. Things might be heating up a bit between Anarchs and Elders and Camarilla. I don't know the details because they won't tell me. They know who I am, and there's only so much I can glean from my contacts. I ask them and they shut up. Can't really be surprised. Yeah. And then he just sits down quietly because it feels like a complete and object failure on his part, and which, to be fair, it is. Sabla's presentation is obviously much more pompous and exhaustive. Honored Regent Nikolai, fellow apprentices, I have taken the liberty of revising the thaumaturgical ledger for Quarter 1. Certain apprentices were delinquent in their entries, but this has now been corrected. And that's an obvious slam on Garwood. Regarding artifacts, there are some interesting shipments from New Orleans, fragments of that could be important for our ritual work. They will require some testing before inclusion in the main archive. I have people overseeing their containment. Lastly, as a personal note, I would recommend caution in expanding our ties to mortal academic institutions. But I'm sure that a solution will be found to this so that we do not have to report anything untowards to Vienna. Nikolai is always polished, maybe a bit condescending, certainly towards Garwood. Or Garwood. What have you done to Garwood, Kate?
Be better.
Exactly.
Yeah, lock in.
Do more for the clan.
Yeah, if you'd spent all that time you did playing your music, you did on reading books, maybe you'd actually be somewhere.
Because he's stronger and older than me. So
Yep.
I shouldn't be able to show him up if he was putting the work in.
Yeah, like, skill issue, genuinely.
Brothers and sisters seekers, Nikolai says. You've heard the local matters. Allow me to illuminate beyond the city limits. Chicago must only survive, but it must ascend. The Anarchs circle again. They coalesce around new leadership. It is a good thing that Prince Lodin has a strong hold over his clan and gives the Ventru clan proper guidance to counter this threat. As Tremere and upstanding members of the Camarilla, we will of course support these efforts when ever and however the Prince calls upon us. I have assured Vienna that this city will remain firmly within Camarilla hands. And he's gonna glance towards Garwood as he says, and of course, none of the members of the house and clan in this city will make a liar out of me, yes? We will also resume testing of certain translated passages from a codex recently acquired. I will oversee that work personally together with Regent Tusable. In closing, do not forget, your purpose is not to thrive, it is to serve. Your reward is survival in the age to come. And with this, our meeting is adjourned.
Yes.
Indeed it is. What was that?
I guess Kate will try to mingle, but it's hard to mingle in like a 5-person meeting because you covered everything.
Yeah, I guess the one sort of... Let's have Kate roll a wits and awareness check.
Sure. Yeah, that's about fair. She's high off this.
Wow.
Oh, I want at least a success. Come on.
That was sad.
That was
Hey,
sad.
2 successes is still
It's still something.
something.
It's still something. Let's see what kind of compulsion we can get you then.
I'll roll on the table.
Do you want to or should I?
Let me guess. Dominate.
Roll.
If any, or harm, I guess. If anything, is either is very fitting here.
Harm is what was rolled.
Harm is what was rolled. You're going to harm someone before the night is over. In a social setting, you'd be harassing someone.
I guess this just means rubbing it into Garwood.
Yeah, Desable is going to say, excuse me, I have some matters to attend to, much like Nikolai does, and he leaves the room, and there's Garwood and Kate left, and are you gonna be that nasty?
He is going to be positively cheerful in a way designed to be hurtful.
Garwood is gonna be like,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I'm done for the night, I have some things to attend to. He's gonna try to get out of here.
Many things, I assume.
Why don't we roll?
Yeah, I'm happy to provoke
Harmful.
another frenzy check.
Yes.
And just get my ass handed to me in the middle of this room.
Yeah, manipulation subterfuge, obviously.
The nerd girl becomes the mean girl of the academy.
Yep.
No, she got into university by blackmail. Like, she was never not a mean girl. This was before the vampire shit.
Yeah. Man,
Charisma, insight, maybe he's trying to charm his way past you.
Oh no.
oh, I'm back. As I was saying, this really is the perfect character for you, Ender.
Lots of
The
dice
love
being
of heavy
rolled.
vapor.
5 successes.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
you
I
went
love
for...
this petty, vindictive bitch.
It's the attackers who win draws in this system, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the
And I think in this
defenders.
case he's defending.
Yeah, he is definitely defending. Oh my.
Oh, wait, no. Do I take a 2 dice penalty while I'm trying to harm
Oh,
someone?
no.
Regardless?
No, you
No,
have
you-
to
you're-
harm...
you're-
Yeah, that's the only way
Yeah,
you
so if I'm
don't
doing
take
anything
penalty.
but trying to harm someone, I take a 2
Yeah.
dice penalty.
So, he is definitely not happy about anything here, so...
I doubt he has willpower left.
Insulted by an inferior. That's exactly what this is.
Another frenzy check.
Yes, it is.
Oh boy.
You're just very cruel, aren't you? I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, wasn't it? He has no
Hey,
willpower.
if I can get him to physically attack me while his superiors are only like 20 feet away in the next room, this is just going to get better and better for me.
Yeah, he can't actually resist the frenzy more. So he will, in fact, Are you bitch? And he lets go. Yeah, he goes. Here we go. He just absolutely lets go.
Just absolutely ballistic. Hell yeah.
This is going to hurt.
This is gonna hurt. But it's gonna hurt him more because he's...
Oh, it's going to destroy him socially.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, he will just dive on you with brawl dexterity. Definitely adding some blood surge on top of this because he's frenzied. You've managed to make the most peaceful, kind, nice...
You offended the bro.
Tremere.
You've done it now.
Yeah. 6 successes.
You're going to hell for this one.
Pummels you.
Specifically this one.
Holy shit.
There will be
wow.
stains for this.
Huh?
There will be stains for this because you're violating the boundaries and well-being of another. And
I'm pretty sure he's violating my spleen right now.
Yeah. I'm not saying that he doesn't get stains, but you get stains. It's not going to be 3 stains.
My
because you're not
stains are the only ones that
killing
count.
anyone.
So, is it brawl
sorry.
dex to try and avoid this?
Yeah. You get 1 stain for, I think it's even 2 because you're destroying
I
him
think you can
socially,
also
so-
use athletics if you like just want to dodge and not attack back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
they're
you
all
can do that.
0. It's fine, they're all 0.
So
Oh, okay.
dexterity something as he just
Uh,
lays into you. Ah!
Yeah, actually, no, she's not going to bludge surge because she wants this to look bad.
It will look bad. 4 successes.
Oh.
That's gonna
Stains on the
be
skull, stains on the floor.
two bashing damage on you right away. And he continues to pummel you because he's in a frenzy.
She's going to try and cry out as she gets initially hit.
Of course she does. And he just keeps pummeling. It's nerds fighting each other, isn't it?
Oh, is he? I thought the first attack would put me at 4.
No, because it's bashing damage, so it's superficial damage, so you take half.
Oh, it's
right?
superficial.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now he only has a measly 2 successes. You might actually be able to avoid this.
Like, at which point, hopefully, people are going to come in. She's not going to try and avoid this. She's going to try and dominate him back on her turn.
All right, so you take another bashing damage.
Yep. And hopefully witnesses come in.
Eventually,
And
yeah.
then she's going to try and mesmerize him.
Okay. Since he's frenzied, that's going to be harder.
Yeah, I imagine so. But also, I'm imagining his intelligence is taking a hit.
Listen,
Which
I
is what
have
you roll to resist.
Had players successfully do this before. It is possible, just hard.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine because the more you get your ass beat, it's the better.
So,
Yeah.
let's see now. It's going to be 3 dice to the resistance pools are added. So, you're
So
mesmerizing him.
manipulation. Yep, manipulation dominate versus intelligence resolve.
His intelligence hasn't taken any beating.
Doesn't it like functionally drop in a frenzy?
Not really. You just can't use
Fair
it
enough.
in a frenzy.
Oh wait.
And a bonus of 3.
Wait, you can't use it as in you can't use any abilities, or you can't use it
Exactly.
in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, difficulty
Darwin.
3? No, difficulty difficulty wasn't a 3, was it? Anyway, he has 1 success. What did you roll?
Yeah, manipulation plus dominate.
He's gonna have a bestial failure, isn't he? Pro.
I also gain a bonus dice from
Oh.
the drink earlier.
Yes, you do. Oh my. You just lock onto his eyes, and yeah, that's a complete and utter success on your part for Mesmerize. So you can definitely give him instructions. Did you roll your Rouse check? Yes, you did.
I think it's part of it.
Yep. So what are you commanding him to do?
I'm just going to quickly look at the mesmerize to see. He says Neil Worm.
Oh my god! And he just does that. He's just...
I was about to suggest you say that. Oh, this is...
And...
Should have told him to do the worm. Then he'd be breakdancing on the floor.
Unfortunately, she needs to maintain eye contact, so while he's kneeling and looking down, and she's looking down at him.
And Disable will come in and go, "What are you doing, Mr. Marshall?" And don't fret, Miss Pretty, I'm here and I will take over.
Oh, I have this handled, but thank you for your assistance, as she's just glaring at him.
Yeah,
Pinning him to where he is.
Garwood is just sitting there in abject fear, knowing just how much he has screwed up tonight. This was the worst night ever, and demotions might be coming his way. Kate Peretti feels so good about all this, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna give you willpower points back for all of this. Unfortunately, I've also given you 2 stains because...
That's fair. This is very much fucking up someone's life.
You have, exactly. You're destroying a person's life completely for your own personal gain, which is a horrible thing to do.
For the clan's gain, I am a better fit in that position than he is.
Of course, that's how you rationalize it, isn't it? Anyway. Meanwhile, should we take a short break after this horrible treatment, and then we'll go over to Ivy, because I'm sure the Ventru clan meeting is going to be interesting too, in its own way.
Hey, maybe you'll have more time to dedicate to music now.
Exactly. So, see you guys in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Meeting? Were you saying we were going?
Alright, we're back, folks. And Ivy is meeting with his clan. It's the third clan meeting of the year, in fact. Because they meet the first Tuesday of every month, the Venture do. And this happens to be the first Tuesday of March. Yeah. We're not going to go into great detail here. Champeter has been demoted. There's some tensions between Capone and Ballard for... Nobody saw that coming. Capone argues for more covert deals with moderate anarchs to divide their movement. Ballard wants more full suppression. And what might Ivy contribute with?
And make Shumpert a frenzy again.
Okay, back.
Hey, Ivy.
Yeah.
On this clan meeting, yeah, we have Champeter's demotion has been recognized. We have the continued strife between Capone and Ballard, where Capone wants to divide and conquer the Anarchs by seeming to make deals with more moderate Anarchs, even as they track the more violent ones. While Ballard wants to come down like a ton of bricks on all of them, just exterminate all of them in one brutal sweep. And the various sides around the table will take different sides depending on who their sire is, basically. Mr. Vaughn leans towards Ballard, as does Mr. Luck, while I don't know that... No, I should say Mr. Vaughn. Yeah, Mr. Vaughn, I think... Mr. Vaughn is actually Capone's child, and so is Mr. Luck. So maybe they're leaning towards Capone, and Mr. Ballard and Mr. Sovereign are leaning more towards Mr. Ballard, because... And then all the young ones who are, for all intents and purposes, neonates, because they were all sired in the 80s just like yourself, tend to split their opinions depending on which particular elder, Capone or Ballard, they think are in ascendancy, and what Loden might think. Peterson can report that he has completed his work to end the threat to the masquerade. That apparently that pesky reporter has met with a very unfortunate accident and will not trouble us anymore. Ivy, what are your reports?
I've been looking at links between the anarchs and the trade union movement. I've discovered some suspicious bank accounts, and I'm working to gain control over them. And I've also discovered this Bolshoi Michael Red Callahan, and I'm investigating him to see what he might be connected to the anarchs in some way. He's acting suspicious.
Very good, Mr. Davenport, says Loden. He seems pleased. Are we trying to make an impression here, Ivy, or are we just doing a general report? In other words, do you want to roll for anything here?
Oh, I want to just roll to come off as, like, competent, or...
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd actually have to roll for that, though.
Let's think about it. You're doing your... Okay, how about because you're not talking to one person specifically now, you're talking to a whole group of people. How about a charisma finance? Okay. You have your trends. I think that works in this case. If you just want to take half, that's 3 successes, so you're going to come across competent enough.
Yeah, okay. I'll take half.
They're going to be pleased with that.
And I recently learned that Mr. Joggler likes to go to... What's the name of the guy who owns the club? Sorry, it should be in my notes here, but I don't. Go to the club. Oh, shit, I can't remember that. I have it written down, but damn it, I can't find it. But I think that since we know he likes to visit that club, we could try to infiltrate someone into his inner circle. What we could do is, since Mr. Schumpeter has been demoted, maybe it would be a good way for him to regain some dignitas if he would be willing to pretend to be friends with Mr. Jongler to get into his good graces, and we could get a spy in his camp.
You want Schumpeter to infiltrate the Anarchs? Oh my god. I don't know, like, how. Schumpeter will argue very ferociously against this. Mingle creatures?
I'll just say, oh, sorry, I was just making a suggestion. It's something you could do to regain some standing. If you want to stay at a low standing, that's your business.
Oh my god. We're gonna have a roll-off here, Mr. Davenport. How are you? Is this gonna be... I feel like it's some kind of... You're insulting him, obviously. Charisma subterfuge. It's not manipulation. Too many people watching, I think.
Okay.
But charisma subterfuge would do well. And
okay, and I think
he's gonna roll...
He's
gonna blood surge this too? Man, you guys are just absolutely merciless, aren't you? He's gonna try to manipulate you to back down. And apparently he has to blood surge that because... You're all terrible people around here.
He's my adversary. I have to take some social examine when I can.
Oh!
What? That went horribly wrong, I think.
No, it went horribly right for you. 6
I mean, you could re-roll it to make it worse.
Yeah, he could do that too.
Wait, I was looking at the wrong thing, so I don't know how many successes I actually got.
You got 6. He's got 2. So he's gonna take 4 willpower damage from you.
Will I re-roll those 2?
You want to? You want to do some aggravated willpower damage?
He's gonna get aggravated willpower damage. Oh my god.
Let's re-roll these 2.
Oh. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. He's gonna get publicly humiliated again. That's it. And insulted.
He's being privately humiliated, and for him that's worse.
We're in a...
And here we go again.
Are you? Come on, dude!
Every meeting.
Every session this guy appears in. Every single one!
This goes on the bingo card. Schumpeter goes frenzy. Ivy, you are slowly but surely crushing his standing within Clan Ventru. Let's see now. You are absolutely violating the boundaries of the well-being of another, which depletes the soul. Let's see now.
How much is the soul worth? Can he buy 3?
So I guess we're gonna give you 2 stains for that.
Okay. I was being too mean to him.
Yep, you've been too mean to him. Mercilessly mean. You're a bully right now, Mr. Davenport. That's what you are. You're a bully. Now, I'm not saying that Schumpeter is a nice person. He's an absolutely horrible person and probably deserves this. If we take our guidance from compassion and such, then he should be rehabilitated. His humanity should be brought up. He should find Golconda and let go of his venomous ways.
And the first step to that is to prostrate himself before the clan by going on a dangerous mission to infiltrate the Anarchs. I was trying to help him.
Yeah, clearly. He's, this clan meeting will end in another row. I think Neely afterwards will probably take aside Davenport and say words to the effect of... He's going to say, Mr. Davenport, we all appreciate your diligent work for the clan. And we know that Champeter is unreliable in terms of his self-control, which is truly reflecting poorly on him. And no doubt, I think you will, over time, take over more and more of his duties if he cannot learn to control himself. Having said all that, it would be good, I think, Davenport, if at the next clan meeting we can avoid this type of outburst, this type of provocation that sets him off in this way. Just for the peace and quiet of the meeting. I think you've made your point, Mr. Davenport.
Mr. Neely, I won't say one word to him at the next meeting. As a personal favour to you.
I'm glad we understand each other. Oh, dear. Just...
You have set him up perfectly if he did go undercover with the Anarchs, because he could just act that he is sick of having to control himself around a bunch of snobs.
It's the perfect plan. He's the perfect person to go undercover.
That's only true if there was an Anarch at this meeting who could verify that information.
I'm sure they have ways to find out whether he has, in fact... Because right now, he is in a lot of trouble. Let's just face it. Going frenzy twice on clan meetings is just...
Yeah. Yeah, he is... I have to imagine pretty close to getting disappeared.
I think I think there might be... Loden and Champeter will have a word together after the meeting. Like, maybe some conditioning will be required here. If Davenport opens his mouth again, you will not hear a word what he's saying, and you will not remember that I told you this. Whoop. Something like that.
Oh, I thought he'd have to go back into a gauge, maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna have to work on fixing Champeter, because this type of behavior, it's funny. Partially, sidebar, this is partially due to how Champeter is designed in the older books of Chicago by Night. We're talking Chicago by Night first edition here. And because that, in those days, it wasn't designed like that for... It was a different way of rolling for frenzy, is what I'm saying. So he could get by on some willpower and some rolls like that, but in the new system, it doesn't work so well for him, so that's why he's going frenzy all the time. On the other hand, I've never had a group who's specifically targeted him in this way, and it works really well.
Yeah.
We are all bastards.
The funny thing is that I think it was a toss-up when I was creating Ivy that like either Champeter was going to be his dad, his progeny, his sire, or his rival, and it just worked out.
It just worked out really well.
Yeah.
Man, I hope that Champeter really like survives long into this campaign.
So you can
because he's so good.
Humiliations galore. That's what we're going for. Tony.
Humiliation on the line. Yeah.
Tony, my bell. You've fed a bit, and you feel so much better after feeding. So what are we doing now?
Since I now have some time off, maybe try and spy on those mortals for a bit. On that group for a bit. The one I've been tracking that might be working with the Anarchs.
Right. The gang, the new gang in town?
Yeah.
it were. You don't exactly know where to find them, mind you, but that's, I guess, something that we can roll for using some criminal contacts. Let's see now. You have one criminal contact that is available to you at the moment, given your attempts to influence the Latin Kings. Uh-huh. Are we gonna use some charisma, streetwise, plus a criminal contact?
Yep. So, charisma.
You don't have to roll
And-
necessarily. That's 3 successes right there. Though...
I know. Hold on. I haven't looked at all my things yet. Okay.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, you're gonna...
It's
look
actually
at
4 successes.
4 successes, okay.
Yeah.
You do want to find this particular gang. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be an extended task for you, because you need to track down rumors of this gang. It may not be particularly large. It might take several nights. So you need to accumulate. You need to accumulate 10 successes in total. So start rolling now for your first search roll as you are trying to track these guys down. Because you need to know where their hangout is and stuff like that, and who's seen them and so forth.
Okay, so that's the streetwise charisma roll
with your criminal contact thrown in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna actually blood surge this because fuck it. We ballin'.
Okay.
Holy shit. Huh?
That's a lot of successes, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Could make 10. There you are. Very well done. You said the target number was 10, right?
I did say
Yeah,
the
I'm
target
gonna-
was 10, didn't I? Okay then, so I suppose...
I'm crossing something off on the bingo sheet.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dice. That is a lot of dice.
Tony is gonna go crisscross across town and go to this gang and that gang and this gang. And they're like,
This is what
yeah,
I'm
we've heard of
talking
those
about."
guys. And yeah, oh no, I haven't heard, but I know these guys, we've heard of them. And somehow you talk to the right people all the time. And your track is gonna lead you towards, you're not gonna believe this, the Succubus Club.
Here we go again.
Oh man.
It's gonna be about 3 a.m. as you've tracked them down so far. And let's have you roll. I'm just doing things here for myself because I can, because I'm evil that way.
You can even say you're
Sometimes I
tracking
pull out these insane rolls.
It happens.
I'm
apparently.
surprised you did for something other than just pummeling someone this time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just kind
So,
of happened,
what am I-
didn't it?
Yeah.
That is your night for now. We're gonna go back down to Gary for a moment and check in with them and see what's happening here with our friends in the Gary streets and possibly the Gary sheets, depending on who's who. Sylvester, for example, she is very charming, and as you have had a drink of phlegmatic resonance blood,
Yes,
lovely.
indeed.
Remind me of what that does for...
It gives me bonus to dominate on and obfuscate. 1 dice until my next drink or until I reach 500. I looked it up.
Indeed. Well, you have both of those, don't you?
I have both. This is
Yeah.
great for Mulcaven. Don't know if I'm gonna use it right away, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's for... Actually, it's for... Let me double check. Phlegmatic. Resonance. It's not for dominate, it's for... Where is it? Auspex and dominate, actually.
You still have
Not
both.
obfuscate. Still have both. Let me add-
Alicia, of course, I think we'll put her charms on. And because she has put her charms on with your unseen sense, she's almost radiant. It's like looking at a street light at night with all the little rays coming out. Astigmatics everywhere know exactly what I'm talking about. And she is definitely going to schmooze you. A gentle caress on a hand there, a gentle caress on the hand, on a cheek there, a kiss, that sort of thing. So, let's see how well she might do. Are you going to resist her alluring attempts?
No, but not anything if not audacious, so I'm gonna use all back.
Ah, Leo is here too, isn't he?
Is it?
If you don't say otherwise, he is here because he goes wherever you go. Like, literally.
I would be a little awkward turtling him like that.
Yeah, I think Leo might be a bit jealous of this whole thing. He needs to stay in his lane.
But yeah, Sylvester will use all back. Just to be audacious.
Okay. Sylvester is audacious. Who in this group is more flamboyant than Sylvester? I think Sylvester is literally this group's Astarion, except with a guitar.
But yeah, he doesn't resist those advantages. In fact, he accepts those.
Does that make me the Dark Urge?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the demon is the Dark Urge. No.
So, yeah, I think Alicia will lead you back to her, shall we say, VIP office and the bed beyond, and there will be a fade to black as she slowly starts undressing Sylvester and kissing him all over, and you are partaking of her blood. It tastes amazing.
Surely nothing bad can come from this action.
Nothing bad can come from this action at all.
Is it a
You're
two
fine.
waiting? Or is it that one waiting? That's the question, though.
I guess it is the question, isn't it? She will, in
The
fact,
first time it was a two waiting, I think.
This time, since she has you wrapped around her fingers, you're gonna drink of her blood, and she's not gonna drink of yours.
Could I
she will
argue
be
otherwise?
she will be making Sylvester feel good in other ways. Let's just say.
Could Sylvester try to counter charm? To also charm?
Sure.
Not to stop her effect on him, but to try and make an equal effect on her.
That's my plan. That's what I'm going for. Yes.
Okay, so go ahead. Let's counter charm, shall we?
Let's see.
Charisma, manipulation could work. Persuasion would work too. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
Or
Stop
subterfuge.
Check
Subterfuge.
Sylvester's
Seduction.
not so good at Sylvester. Oh, it's subterfuge is seduction. Yeah. Charisma subterfuge, please.
Do I add my presence for this if I'm using presence actively?
I believe so, yes.
Cool. And I argue for manipulation or just charisma?
You can argue for manipulation.
Okay, so subterfuge and manipulation then?
Yeah.
With
You got this.
presence and yeah, blood surge. Why not?
Oh my god.
You're gonna
I'm
equal the playing field in this
You're gonna-
bed.
Yes. There will be so much sharing of blood.
Oh. You gonna reroll that?
Yeah, why not? I'm gonna be extra. I'm gonna be so extra about this.
It's always worth it to be extra.
Yeah, that's what we're learning today. You're learning
So
the
close to a
gauge
crit.
method.
I think the last thing Sylvester hears before he is completely wrapped up in the red-hot passions of vampire lovemaking is Leo's very impatient and deeply jealous pacing outside. He wasn't allowed to come in. Unless you want to make it a threesome, I don't think Alicia's very particular.
I don't think he's ready for that.
No,
Yeah, I think that would kill him.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Very well. So that was that situation. Sylvester is having the time of his life with Alicia, and romance is budding, you guys.
Were they successful in making this a mutual deal?
Yes, they were. They're drinking each other's blood. Alicia just couldn't help herself.
And that just makes me think, if two vampires bite each other simultaneously and both start drawing blood, the blood just start going round in a circle and they could just keep it going.
Yep. And it feels amazing too.
God.
Goldtooth. What are we doing with Modius here? We're probably leaving at some point from his offices.
Well,
and I
firstly,
don't
just to
think you're
say
taking that many hours to do your meeting with Modius. So what is your next step?
Firstly, Charlie has heightened senses, so if anybody did try to steal his Riviera outside, he would hear the engine start.
Yeah, nobody's tried to steal his engine. No, nobody's tried to steal his Riviera, no.
Alright, just before he leaves, partly to impress Modius, and partly just because he wants to, he's going to use his rush job ability to look at all the exhibits and read as much of the history of Gary as he can, reasonably do.
I'm not sure that would impress him much, because this is a street front open to the public. Now, it's 2 a.m. or 1 a.m., so the number of people in here is non-existent. There is literally just Modius's ghoul. But yeah, okay, go ahead. Do your rush job. Let's do a blood surge for absolutely no good reason, because we want to waste the blood given to us by Kain.
Yeah. Afterwards, pull up the Wikipedia page for Gary.
Exactly. You get hungrier. And as you get hungrier, Modius will in fact come out into the shop, because you've been moving like a blur. And he's coming out there, and he's just... What are you doing? Goldtooth Charlie, Mr. Charles. These windows open straight out into the street. Any human could see you. You're risking the masquerade on my domains, and I will not have it. This is a serious breach of the masquerade. You will swear a blood oath to me, never to do it again. So this is going to be a charisma intimidation roll on his part here. And I think we might throw in a bit of daunt on his part to add his presence rating to his intimidation check. So he gets extra bunch of dice.
Well, what do I roll to resist this?
You will roll...
Resolve plus something?
Either that. Yeah, resolve could work. Resolve, and you could do intimidation. You could do insight. I would go with intimidation. You know how to scare people, so resolve and intimidation.
Are you sure you want to counter-scare the prince?
That's not a good
question.
idea.
How do you want to counter this, then?
You probably want to play this chill.
Etiquette. Resolve and etiquette. That's playing it chill.
Yeah, I think the way that would work is when he tells Charlie to stop, since Modius likes like the unions and the steelworks and stuff. He'll just stop Charlie when he just happens to be like have a book open about some famous steel strike, and we'll just try and distract him into some heroic story of the workers' struggle.
Okay, that's resolve in academics, which is a very unusual combination, but I'll allow it.
I'd argue that's more manipulation or charisma academics.
Manipulation academics. Let's go. Doesn't matter in this case.
Yeah, someone's screaming in your face and you pull out a book.
Hi!
And then you just try to ignore them and tell them about history.
Can it be wits? Because that will give me like that will be the best one to.
You're
and
yelling,
it's kind
the guy's yelling at you and you try to distract him with his special interest.
Okay, yeah.
Also, you're
let's
pulling
call
a
it
book
wits.
from
You're thinking on your
his
feet.
library.
You're thinking on your feet. Why not?
Pulling a book from his library to distract him.
But I was so interested in. I'm so sorry. I slipped my mind. My lord.
I'm gonna blood surge this because this just has potential.
This does have potential.
It does, yeah.
I can't imagine how Storyteller's gonna word this if this succeeds.
I have no idea either.
I hear your argument. However, according to this book,
And I will willpower reroll if I need to.
This
Of
is just a
course you need
session
to.
of willpower rerolls and insane rolls, huh?
You're doing it versus a prince, assume you need to.
Yes, assume you need to.
What?
That is a very good roll altogether. You have 8 successes!
That might be enough. Maybe.
you're gonna defeat him with wits and logic, clearly.
So you did. Next
With
time I need
facts
to
and
blood
logic, that's
search
the
for
main-
the prince. Clearly, this is just...
What are these rolls, man?
What are these rolls, man?
You keep telling us not to blood surge, but that's what the blood's for.
Yes!
We're surging endlessly.
You actually get away with it. Oh my god. What you're doing, I'm trying to distract Trump maneuver. You just start flattering him. You just start flattering him all out. Level 10 flatter maneuver. Look at all these things you built, my lord prince. The labor union that was so strong and that almost overcame the Camarilla 100 years ago or 80 years ago, because the labor unions in the early 1900s were very strong in America, close to being strong until they were broken. And that works somehow.
Pulling like the politician move of it, just like, I know about this thing, however, here's this other thing that's completely unrelated that you should totally listen to.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, the vampire equivalent of jangling keys in front of a baby.
Yes.
Or the bush maneuver where you're holding the book upside down and reading it to him.
And he will be like, yes, those were happier times, of course. And yes, well, maybe, yes, very good. We were lucky this time, but remember it for the next time, he says. Yes, I have other things to attend to now. And then he retreats to his whatever he's doing. Who knows? Wow. Charlie, as you step out from Mrs. office, you feel mentally exhausted, obviously.
Which means it's the perfect time to get jumped.
You have been working towards being independent of Vampire Society because you did not want to have a drink from him, did you? Which is what a blood oath is. So that's good.
Yeah, it'd be a bit scary.
Yeah.
Oh, can I clear some of this willpower down?
Yeah, that was gonna look at that here. Ambitions. Where is that? Ambitions. Really? We don't get that there? Okay. Is it under desire then?
His more short-term thing was to find out what the deal is with the Anarchs, and although he hasn't been to the meeting yet, he's not liking the sound of this. Like just the guy who was supposed to be a big-time like Anarch from way back, like has done 2 attempts to try and get him in his power. This isn't sounding very anarchy.
I'm gonna give you some willpower back here, several willpower points back, in fact, because you were working towards your ambition. Technically, that's not how the rules as written works, but it feels a bit weird to fulfill your ambition and not to get any bonuses for it. Usually, fulfilling your ambition is only for healing aggravated willpower damage, but I would count that as 3 regulars if you don't have any willpowers, any aggravated willpowers. Yeah, you feel, as you step out of there and you're finally under the prince's scrutiny, you feel a good deal better because whew, you avoided drinking his blood, and that's a good thing, isn't it?
Are the thugs still watching?
You know what? You're looking for them, aren't you? Roll a wits and awareness check, and feel free to add your Auspex dots.
Oh. Hey.
Charlie?
I'm just checking somewhere when it's selectable modifiers. It says blood potency active. Is that just for the Auspex?
No.
It's got it ticked. I haven't ticked blood surge, but it's got a blood potency active above that. Although it says value 0, so
Yeah.
I don't know what.
No, you don't get any bonuses when you're like level 1 blood potency, I think. It's
Yeah.
like when you're level 2, you get like a plus 2.
So the stronger your blood becomes,
Disciplines.
the more bonuses you get for various rolls. Which is why you don't want to pick a fight with Cretius.
So shall I just roll as is or check the blood potency thing? I assume that's to do with Auspex, I guess, from...
Yeah, probably. Yeah, no, you can leave it checked. That's fine. Then, you're looking around, but I think the paranoid nature of all vampires sooner or later emerge. As far as you can tell, they're definitely not there. Let's go for a compulsion, shall we?
Well, you did feel some willpower. Maybe you could spend it again.
Here we go. Paranoia. Unless you want to spend
Understandable.
willpower. Do you want to spend willpower to re-roll the 3 black dice?
Also, like I feel like you should, in my personal opinion.
I was thinking I would, but just one question. How would I clear paranoia? What's the thing I'd have to do?
Away from this place.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go back to Chicago. It's probably safer there. My haven or something. To do paranoia. You are in a solitary setting. Sees threats where none exist. You lash out and you flee. You fixate on random occult symbols or weird coincidences. So, yeah. The compulsion ends when the vampire spent roughly an hour in a safe spot. A rooftop with good visibility, their haven, or buried deep underground.
Oh yeah, I've got something good for this. Because I recently found out in a YouTube video that there's a place right next to Gary called the Indiana Dunes. So I think this would be an appropriate place for Charlie to go. Just after realizing that he's just had 2 really near misses with the prince and being really on edge.
Yep.
To just go and be like walking in the dunes, like in the storm and the rain. A real sort of romantic painting style.
You know what? I'm gonna have you roll. It's a national park too. I'm gonna have you roll. You have some intelligence. Roll an occult intelligence check, please, for me. This is a reflexive thing, and I require you to have probably 4 successes. Yeah.
Oh. This seems important.
Not at all.
Well, this seems really important. Oh no. I don't know why, but this feels werewolf related.
Why would it feel werewolf related? I have no idea what you're talking about.
And so, since it's reflexive, I wouldn't know to blood that this may be something
No,
worth
you
blood
wouldn't.
Oh no. You're about to get jumped by 30 to 40 Arun.
Well then. You can see absolutely no reason in your mind to go there. It's perfectly safe, obviously. So you're gonna go out to the dunes. That was not a place I expected you to go, to be honest. At all.
Vampire walks in Central Park situation here.
It's perfect. Perfectly safe, I'm sure. Yep. Yep, must be.
It's werewolf or it's fae. You never know.
Maybe they love vampires. Who knows? I'm just gonna...
Yeah, maybe you accidentally wander into a black spiral dancer.
Jeez, that would be horrible.
I mean, even worse.
Okay, so we've had that. That's kind of... Oh my god. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Totally fine. Totally fine.
No. Get your new character ready!
Kate Peretti is coming out from the clan meeting, feeling probably amazing for having done a number on
Garwood.
Garwood.
Garwood was just a sacrifice that she needed to make.
It's for the good of the clan.
Exactly.
It's always for the good of the clan. You can rationalize anything.
Well, sadly, like, she does actually believe that. That's not like a justification she's putting out. She believes that. Because Garwood doesn't seem the type to put clan stuff first.
He doesn't, really. He doesn't. It's sad that way.
Should have put him in the pit a little bit longer when they were cooking him up in Vienna.
Yeah, he should go back to Venice. Get some retraining.
Right?
Wait, Vienna
Absolutely.
or Venice?
Vienna, yes.
No, yeah, Vienna. Venice is the Giovanni place. Hecata
Okay,
doesn't
then,
exist yet, so it's
I
the
was
Giovanni
confused
house.
for a sec because you said Venice. I was like, wait, huh?
Oh no, what's happening? Why am I alone in a scene?
Oh, no.
You are alone in the streets. It's 3 a.m. and I don't know what you want to do with the rest of the night.
Man, it seems like everything has decided to go into shit at the exact same time. I love it.
What do you want to do with the rest of your night?
I am going to plan, I guess. Right now, I've got a bunch of things I still need to work on.
Yeah.
Because of the... Oh wait, no, there's not really much of a time difference between America and Canada. So it'd be 3 a.m. there.
Yeah. You don't say.
Yeah. So, oh, maybe I can do some international stuff. But no, that's still the same rough time zone.
Yeah, definitely is. You're actually on Central Time in Chicago, while Toronto is on Eastern Time. So
That's fair. Like,
it's 4 a.m. there.
It's 4 a.m. there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only 2 hours different.
No, it's
Kate's
3 a.m.
going...
3 a.m. in Chicago and 4 a.m. in Toronto.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, Kate's gonna go back to the Haven. And I guess he's gonna start... Does the reporter have a website, or is he just a printed article?
This is 1991. What do you mean website?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I think she's gonna check in with her bonds then.
Very well.
Which is probably going to involve some hacking. As she's gonna check up on the academic record of her friend. Where is it? What page? There it
A
is.
friend?
Maggie Kemp.
Yeah.
She's a student at the other university, not the one that the good doctor is running. But so she's just gonna try to quietly hack in and see if there's any records online of how she's going.
Very good. We're not even gonna roll for that.
You're saying their tech support isn't amazing at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
Let's just say that universities at this point in time were not amazingly computer savvy.
Connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
a
So
thing,
taking your
probably.
4 dice at halving. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
4 dice
yeah.
at halving.
Yeah, wait, you have more than that. You have technology 4, and you have, what are we using? Intelligence? So you have
Intelligence.
4, yeah, exactly. You have 4 successes is what you have.
Yeah.
Okay. Maggie Camp. What was she studying again?
I hadn't specified, so if you want to spin it on the spot.
Let's see now. Let's go back over Maggie again here. We had, what notes have I taken? Because I haven't visited Maggie for a while. It's
Kate's
important
been
to
avoiding
touch
her
this.
touchstones for a bit, but also
Yeah.
that's probably not a good thing.
Yep. Sooner or later, you need to check in on them.
Yeah.
Her value is always aid women in need. So clearly she's working with a women's shelter, right? She must be some kind of campus security for undergrads to make sure that they can walk home from the pub. Walk with me type of function.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's roughly the same age as Kate, so
Yeah.
she could just be a student.
Yeah, she's a student, but that's the thing. She's... Oh, that means she's taking some self-defense classes too.
Yeah, Charlie's
enough.
fine in the dunes. She's the Black Fury.
Ah!
I guess she'll spend, if she's out and about.
You're checking her. So her extracurriculars would be to help out at the dorm and be a dorm guard and that sort of thing, and working with. So I think she's doing gender studies. She's a sophomore. She has a scholarship, partial academic scholarship through the cross country team. She has an A in feminist theory and practice. She has English composition, intro to statistics. That's terrible, the D. English composition is an A minus. And she's apparently doing some human anatomy and physiology and sports injury prevention too because of her extracurriculars and so on. Which is C and a B minus. Not going amazingly.
It's fair. I guess in this case she'll just... Is it the domain of any particular person that she knows of?
If
The
she
university
attends-
where she is.
If she attends Northwestern...
It's
then
not
no.
Credius, so
So it's Northwestern then.
yeah. In that case, Kate will just do the creepy thing of just watch. Like just go to a nearby rooftop, just binoculars, watch, try and make sure everything's okay.
Okay, that's going to take you a full hour because Northwestern is an hour.
Hey,
away
that's
from
fine.
here.
She's planning on doing this for the rest of the night.
Okay, fair enough. Okay then, I will ask the same question to our friend Ivy, who is leaving the Ventru clan meeting. It is 3 a.m. at night. What are we planning to do? Ivy's going
I guess
to Northwestern.
I'll go back. Kate, do you still have the book, or did you leave it at the Haven? The diary type thing.
The empty diary?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll go because I want to have another look at that.
Very well.
Because I didn't have
that's
a proper look the last time because I was hungry.
So you're going back to the Haven. Very good. Everything is groovy. Everything is fine.
As far as I know, I'm not being horribly attacked by werewolves.
Yeah, at the moment you're perfectly fine. And you even got one over in Champeter again. Mwahaha.
I'm whistling.
Clearly. Well then. Yeah, you're back in the Haven then, and you're alone. Nobody else is in the Coterie Haven this time. Or are you going to your... No, you're going to the Coterie Haven, because that's where the book is. So... You're all alone. And you find the book, and the book looks like... I've shown it before, but I feel like it's a good idea to show it again, because I can. Looks like that. Very exquisite.
Well-
Vellum pages. Clearly old. Do you have any
I have
dice?
academics, but
You have
not occult, I think.
academics. Yeah, you can roll intelligence and academics. American history is not going to help you in this case.
Okay, and I won't blood
will-
search just because.
I will need...
You are at the Haven, so you can use the bonus from the library.
Ah, extra dice.
Okay,
I'm going to say it's a 5 successes required here.
intelligence plus academics.
Plus a bonus from the library. How many bonus dice is that? Just the one?
The library is... Yep, it's a 1. So you get intelligence, academics plus 1. 6 dice in total. Four successes. You're 1 away. How
Where
are
are
we going to
we?
willpower this?
Yeah, if I can find it. Why can't I find it?
Top left. Oh no, chat messages. Right click.
Yeah,
willpower
yeah, I'm
reroll.
looking at it, but my dice aren't coming up. That's weird. Did I actually roll, or
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I can't see it?
I can see it very clearly. It's weird. Laggy then.
That's-
You have 2 dice you can reroll.
Okay, let's just re-roll those 2 dice, and we can just mentally mark another piece of thing, because I don't know. Oh, here it comes. Yeah. Oh no, and then roll 2 dice. So roll 2d10. Damn it.
It's a
Damn it,
slash
damn it.
first.
Yeah, you
Slash
did roll 2 dice. And they were both fails.
Oh,
It's a backslash. You have to
never mind.
do a slash. Or you can just click on
Oh.
the D10 twice and have that roll.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that works. No, I rolled for him because he couldn't do the interface for some reason, so lag on his
Yeah,
part. But since we...
I
yeah.
don't know what's
Um,
happening.
Yeah, you are going to gain information from looking at this piece. It's worth probably a good couple of $100. An expensive old book. It's very well made. Probably dates back to the 18th century or something like that. Very well kept. The fact that there's no notes inside the notebook tells you that someone has cared for this as a collector's sample. And not making any notes in it will in fact retain the value of the book even more. So someone has access to true antiques. It's a genuine article, absolutely. Yeah, what was that?
Can I see any like maker's mark or something like that?
Yeah, probably. The question is if the maker's still in business, because it was made literally towards the end of the 18th century.
It could be if it was like, I don't know, Maurice or something. I don't know. But I guess what I'm trying to establish is that maybe it's antique now, but when it was made, it was run of the mill. If you get my meaning.
That's usually what happens to old things.
Yeah, it wasn't quite run of the mill because they had cheaper paper even back then. So it was even then an expensive notebook. But it would be upper middle class rather than nobility.
All right.
Rich merchant
And,
was
like,
a cool thing.
The pages are empty. I don't know. Could I try something like, is there any, what could I do to try to see if I push like a dark paper under the vellum, does any kind of writing form or anything like that?
Interesting. Now we're not doing evaluations anymore. Now we're doing investigations. Why don't you roll an investigation intelligence check?
Okay. And Ivy's actually good investigating because he's good at looking at
Yeah, he is.
like financial documents and.
I would say it's still a 5 successes needed though, because you're
And
gonna
does the
have to
library help
find
me here?
microscopic things here. What was that?
Does the library help me here?
Probably not. Now you're doing a
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes thing by trying to find.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I didn't see them. Something's gone wrong on my end where I'm not seeing it.
Clearly, it's 3 successes. Unfortunately,
Okay,
the
so
2
fail.
successes the 2 fails are on your red dice.
Okay, I don't find out if it's
No,
anything like that.
no particular traces at all. No.
All
Whoever
right.
has kept this has taken care of it. That much you can tell. Someone has cared for it.
He does actually have a bonus dice to investigation.
From the library?
Yeah,
Really?
that's
It
a,
wouldn't have made a difference anyway.
yeah, okay. That's one of the skills mentioned anyways.
Damn you, library! Good for you.
Yeah, one dice wouldn't have made a difference anyway, so.
Yeah, you're right. Academics, investigation, or occult. Yeah. It says okay, each dot of this merit adds 1 to the dice pool for research roll for 1 academics, investigation, or occult specialty. Interesting. So you guys have to decide what the library is, what specialty the library adds to.
Occult, I feel like, makes more sense because of the fact that isn't like the creepy ass books the reason why it has the creepy disadvantage? That's the lore reason we're coming up with anyway. And also, who owned these books?
I think it's like a mix of all of us, technically. It's a mix. I think it's a mix of Kate and Sylvester.
So it works like a specialty in one of those skills. So it's not going to work for both.
Well,
Okay.
honestly, it seems more like a cult because honestly, Kate and Sylvester both seem like the type to have occult books for completely separate reasons.
That makes sense. We can discuss that later. Anyway, yeah, you're not going to find out much from... There's no fingerprints that you can see, no, like, strand of hair that fell from whomever used and sent it to you that you can tell the hair color of the person. No other... Oh, I found a little bit of a blood spot here. We can run an analysis and find out what blood type they have. No traces like that. It's like a forensic investigation and comes up with 0 for you, unfortunately. But it was an attempt, wasn't it? I think it was an attempt. So, we have... Tony's gonna enter the Succubus Club. We have Sylvester, who is having the night of his life with Alicia. We have Kate, who is over at the Northwestern surveying his touchstone. We have Goldtooth Charlie, who's now out in the dunes, where everything is perfectly safe, by the way. And we have Ivy
Yep, you're
Davenport.
fine.
What was that?
No, yeah, he's fine.
He's fine, absolutely. There might be... Look at it from the bright side. He's the guy with celerity, which means that if he needs to escape, he can escape in the blink of an eye.
But
It
not with
means
a-
it will be a chase instead of an instant catch.
Not from an Arun with like rage claws and spinning rage to like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some werewolves can just like straight up teleport. It's weird.
Yeah, please give me ideas,
Any
folks.
werewolf that has the fucking ability that slows people down, that's like a level 1 gift. Oh no, it's like a starter gift.
Like
The
there's
cover's
this
white.
gift that's like totally broken. It's silver claws or something, or so you spend rage and it gives you rage as long as you have it, and like you can just chase someone. It makes you faster and it lasts forever as long as it gives you rage, gives you more rage. You just get faster and faster. It's so broken.
We'll find out if Rage will be on the menu, or in this case, Charlie will be on the menu when we come back in a week and we finish this particular night, because I have a feeling there's still a lot of things happening this night. You're just filled with shenanigans this night.
Yeah.
And
All this in one night.
all this in one night, because this coterie keeps busy, dang it! Yes, that's how we like it. Remember, follow for more shenanigans, subscribe, bell icon to the Weaver Spirits, all the things, and you might get status points and prestige with the Camarilla if you follow this channel properly. And yeah, with that, my friends, we will see you in a week from now.
Adios.
Oh, before we go, I almost forgot. Before we go, we have remorse rolls to make. Yeah, Ivy.
Okay, what do I need to roll for remorse?
You go to the blood drop tab on your character sheet on the left side, and you click on the humanity button.
Blood drop tab, humanity button. Yeah, okay.
Divey is probably what all the rest of the Venture are going to call him the next time Schumpeter snaps and throws him out a window.
I didn't remorse. I am irremorseful.
You are
You're
indeed...
back with us.
Yeah, you are like, haha, Schumpeter deserved it, the bastard. With all the information you've gathered about Schumpeter, that is justifiable in a sense. Isn't it? You know he's a terrible person.
Oh, by the way, remember, you can push this roll if you wanted to.
No. Because I think that, like, Ivy has... I was hoping to fail this more so, actually, because he's thinking... He's generally fooling himself that he was trying to help.
Yeah?
Yeah. So...
How about...
So failing it works better.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's just a cold... He's very pleased over how he humiliated someone and possibly ruined their unlife.
Hey.
It's their own fault. I gave them an opportunity.
Kate is
Kate's
deeply
fine with it.
remorseful. What have I done to Garwood? He was so nice to me in the beginning. Unlike Abraham hasn't been nasty, Nikolai hasn't been nasty, but Garwood was positively friendly. Like, he came across as a friend, not a colleague. And now you've crushed him.
I feel bad because I didn't need to bring him down to raise myself up. It was just the most expedient way. I could have done that a better way.
You could have. Oh, we'll see how these vampires deal with things next week. And now I haven't forgotten everything. See you then, everyone.
See ya.